All right, guys, today we are going to be adding and subtracting polynomials. So when we add and subtract, we are going to do like terms only. So you just answered a Google form question. Like terms are something that have every variable the same and it's all raised to the same power. Okay, so polynomial, what that definition is multiple terms. So we're dealing with polynomials this chapter, and polynomials are just where there are multiple terms in the expression. So right here, we're going to find the sum and the difference of these polynomials. Okay, so this is just like the column trick, guys. Okay, and I want you to always take the sign in front. So if you look at the top left corner of your notes, it says always take the sign in front. Okay, so in reality, we have x squareds, we have x's, and we have numbers. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to organize them this way. Okay, so I have 2x squared, so that's going to go in the x squareds. I have x squared, which, remember, that's an imaginary 1. So there's a 1 right here, okay? So that's what I also put on your notes. X squared is the imaginary 1, okay? And then I have x's. So always take the sign in front. So that's a positive 3x. And a negative 5x. And then we have our numbers. So I have positive 2. And then I have a negative 5. So all I did was organize everything to their columns that they are supposed to be in. So we had our x squareds highlighted in purple, our x's highlighted in yellow, and then our numbers highlighted in blue up on the screen. For your notes, it's a little bit different, but it's the same idea. Okay, so then we're going to make sure we pay attention to what they want us to do. So right now it wants us to find the sum. So I need to make sure I'm finding the sum of these numbers. Okay, so this is different than the exponent rules that we've been talking about. When we're adding or subtracting, you don't change the variable or the degree. You're just looking at the numbers in front, the coefficients. Okay, so right here we have 2x squared plus a 1x squared. So that tells me I have 3x squareds. Okay, and then I have a 3x plus a negative 5x, which if you put that in your calculator, you get a negative 2x. And then I have a positive 2 plus a negative 5, which will get us a negative 3, and that is our answer. 3x squared minus 2x minus 3. All right, so this next one. Well, what if it asks us to subtract? Okay, nothing changes. We're still going to combine them into their columns that they need to be in. So again, as I'm looking at my terms, I have an x squared, I have x's, and I have numbers. And then I'm going to put them where they belong. So my x squareds, we have a 2x squared and a x squared. I have x's. So I have a positive x, which remember is an imaginary 1x. And then a negative 4x. And then I have my numbers, which is negative 4 and positive 1. And then I need to make sure I take the sign with it. So I want to also take whatever operation it wants me to do. So it wants me to subtract. So I'm going to subtract these numbers now. So now as I'm looking at my x squareds, it's 2 minus 1. So what is 2 minus 1? I have 1x left. Okay, and you can put that 1 there if you want for now. And then I have 1 minus a negative 4. 1 minus a negative 4 will actually give us a positive 5x. And then a negative 4 minus a 1. Okay, and that should give us a negative 5. Okay, so it's important that you're taking the sign with it as you're subtracting and adding them. Okay, the signs matter. All right, and so that would be your answer. X squared plus 5x minus 5. Okay, all right. So for these examples down here, if you look at your notes, it's the same thing as the column trick, okay? You want to find the sum or difference, okay? You are going to, they're already separated, so you just make sure that they're lined up, okay? But you notice that they're already kind of separated as if they're in the column trick. I just make sure we take the sign in front. So this is your x squared and your y squareds, your xy's, and your xy squareds. Okay. And remember, I can only add those that are alike. So then now all I'm doing is adding the numbers in front with their signs, by the way. Okay. So 4 plus 6 will get us 10. X squared, y squared. 5 plus 8 would give us a 13, so positive 13xy. Negative 3 plus a 3 will get us 0xy squared. So because it's 0, our answer is just 10x squared y squared plus 13xy. Okay, so it's the same thing as the column trick, okay? So now over here, we're going to subtract them now. So now it's 11 minus our 5. So 11 minus 5. 11 minus 5. So 11 minus 5 is 6. So we have 6m squareds. All right, and then we're looking at our m's now. So we have 2 minus a negative 6. Remember, take your sign in front. So it's a positive 2 minus a negative 6, which will get us a positive 8m. And then we have a negative 11 minus a negative 17. Negative 11 minus a negative 17 will get us a positive 6. And that is your answer. All right. So now we're going to get into our word problems, which aren't as bad as they seem. I promise, okay? The measures of two sides of the triangle are given. P is the perimeter. Find the measure of the third side. So remember, perimeter is adding all the sides. So we don't know this side right here. But in order to find the missing side, all we have to do is take the perimeter and subtract both of our sides. So once we subtract both of our sides, then we should have the third side that's missing. Remember to line up everything, okay? So our perimeter must be listed first. So we have our 4x squared plus 5x plus 5. And I want to line everything up. So I'm going to subtract both of these sides I have. So I'm going to subtract 2x squared. Remember, I'm going to line everything up. Plus 3x. Plus 6, and then I'm going to subtract x squared plus 3x minus 5. Okay, so if I wanted to create my columns, I could. Okay. All right. So then I just subtract straight down. So 4 minus 2 minus 1. Okay, 4 minus 2 minus 1 will give us 1x squared. 5 minus 3 minus positive 3 will get us a negative 1x. And then 5 minus 6 minus 5, negative 5. Remember, take your sign. okay, will get us an actual positive 4. And guys, you can throw these all into your calculator. I'm just kind of going through this quickly so you kind of know. But off to the right on your notes, we have this right here, okay? And this is just me thinking. So all my x squareds, well, I have 4 minus 2 minus 1, and that's how I got 1. My x's, 5 minus 3 will get us a negative 1. And then my numbers are 5 minus 6 minus a negative 5, get us 4. All right, so that would be your third side, would be x squared minus x plus 4. All right, so I'm going to do number 6 and 7, and then number 8 is just done for you already. It's going to be the same idea as number 6, but because it's a shaded region. So anytime you're trying to find the area of a shaded region, okay, it's going to be the total. So how we're going to solve it is you take the total region that it gives you and you subtract the unshaded region that it gives you to find the shaded region. So same thing. If it wants you to find the unshaded region but gives you the shaded region, then you would do the opposite. You would take your total and subtract the shaded region. Okay, so it says the total region. Okay, so remember the total region has to be on top. So the total region is the 9x squared minus 6xy plus 3y squared. And the unshaded region is 3x squared plus y squared. Okay, so I'm going to line up everything I have. So remember, I have, so it looks like I have x squareds. So I'm going to put x squareds and put those in that column. So 9x squared, 3x squared. I have xy's, but I only have one of those. So I have xy's, and that's this one. And then I have y squareds. So then I have 3y squared plus y squared. Okay, and because I'm trying to find the unshaded region, I have to subtract them. So remember, it had to be the total region minus the unshaded region, which is why I had to put these numbers on top when I put them into their columns. Okay, so 9 minus 3. 9 minus 3 is 6, so we have 6x squared. We don't have anything to subtract here, okay? So then it just stays negative 6xy. Okay, so you just bring it on down. And then we have a 3 minus 1, because that's an imaginary 1, so 3 minus 1 is 2. Okay, all right, so it's going to be a 2y squared. So I think on the notes I put a negative. That shouldn't be a negative, that should be a positive. So if y'all want to change that to a positive. Okay, but that is the answer of the shaded region. All right, number 7, it says find the total area. So when it wants us to find the total area, we are going to add. Okay, so when we add, it makes it a lot easier. So I'm going to take this first one, which is the 13xy, or x squared plus xy plus y squared. And then I'm going to add all of these y squareds. Technically, those are all 1y squared. Okay, and line them up with the other y squareds. Okay, so we have a y squared, a y squared, a y squared, and a y squared. We have 4y squared added. Okay, so remember, when we're trying to find the total, our how is adding everything up. So again, I'm going to add, but I don't have anything to add with x squared, so we just bring that down. I don't have anything to add with xy's, so I just bring that down, and I keep its sign that's in front. But how many y squareds do I have? Because remember, there's imaginary ones here. So it's 1y squared plus 1y squared plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. So all together we have 5y squared. And that's the total area. All right. Use your notes to help you on your assignment.